Step 8 for intimacy anorexia. That's what we're going to talk today about. Now, if you've not subscribed to our channel, please do that. If you have a question, please put it in the box. We will get back to you as soon as possible, so stay tuned. Step 8 for intimacy anorexia. I'm going to read the step first, and then we're going to parse this out. And this is a very helpful step because it's really a preparatory step. It gets you ready for step 9. So let's talk about this. Step 8, made a list of persons we have harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. Now, let me tell you something. As an intimacy anorexic, you might be challenged more than other people on step 8 and 9 because of the good box, bad box. All right? Nobody wants to be bad. No one wants to hurt people, but we do hurt people. And when we do hurt people, we have to take responsibility for that. So we make a list of the persons we have harmed. Now, that's a great thing to do. And what you do is you just make a list of Bob, Sue, Jane, mom, dad, sisters, brothers, kids, whoever you've really hurt. And you just make a list. Use a tablet, and this might be 5 people, it might be 25 people, it might be 30 people, it might be 100 people, depending on how your intimacy anorexia has hurt other people. Now, your spouse is going to be primarily a big one on this one, because usually intimacy anorexia shows up there. So that may be very important to really pay special attention to. So, made a list of persons we have harmed. So what I like people to do is I like them to actually take this person's name and write out exactly how you think you've harmed them. Whether you were rude or unkind or selfish, no matter what you think you've done, write it out so that you can have some insight into the harm that you caused this person with your behavior. Then what I like people to do is get a feelings list, either from your workbook, and if you're not using the IA workbook, I strongly recommend it. It's so helpful. But in the back of the book, there's a feelings list. And write out maybe 5 or 8 feelings for each person that you've harmed, how they would have felt because of this in their life. Because some of the harm you caused has been ongoing, many years. And so write out, did they feel neglected, hurt, injured, scarred, betrayed, humiliated? And write this out. Now, why I like people to do this is because it gives you some empathy on what the other heart went through because of your behavior. Or in this case, with intimacy anorexia, maybe a lack of a lot of behavior, the absence of nurturing, the absence of celebration, the absence of romance, the absence of sensuality or sexuality. Those absences are huge pains that people have felt, huge harms. You know, oftentimes the spouse feels sexually abused because of the neglect, and that's legit. So you want to write out some of the feelings that this person could have felt. Now, as the step continues, and became willing. Willing is so important. Because as an intimacy anorexic, you're challenged really to open up and be bad. That's the bad box, remember? There's the good box, we like to be there, then there's the bad box, okay? And the bad box is when you're human. The bad box can be when you decide, well, you're not perfect. Welcome to the human race. Intimacy anorexics have a challenge with not being perfect. So, becoming willing is so important because it's like, you know what? I am committed to do this. I'm going to do this, all right? To make amends to them all. So once you make your list, it's not like you're saying, oh, I'll do this one, but I won't do this one. I need to hold off on that one. Okay, you need to do them all. And this is so important that you become willing to do them all. I remember when I chose to do my steps, where I was when I wrote my list, and I'm like, I need to do this. I need to go and face each person and make my amends. I know what's coming up, and I am willing to do this. I'm willing to do this for me. I'm willing to do this for them, And maybe it'll build a bridge in the relationship and maybe it won't. But I need to be willing, without trying to predetermine the outcome or predetermine the emotional cost or energy it's going to take me. I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to do this thing and I'm going to do it soon. So I really encourage you to make your list, write out what you did, write out what they could have felt, and get really willing in your own heart, maybe willing spiritually, maybe willing to talk to your sponsor, but get willing to do your step 8. Now, if you've yet to subscribe, please do. And if you have a question, please put it in the box. We'd love to respond to you as soon as possible.